Hello. I hope you can hear me and see me, and I'm gonna get my chat out right now. There was something weird going on with my uplink, so I interrupted the stream. It did not. I was getting a red light. I wasn't getting the things were working good thing. So I had to relaunch the stream, and it worked. Now I'm all green. It was weird because I was running an internet speed test just because, like, while I was on the standby, to see, hey, what's going on here. And that was uploading at 30 megabits, which is way more than you can even send to Twitch. You can't send to Twitch more than like 6 megabit. So I don't know. It's working out. Hello, Hana Lulu Baguette. I haven't like just streamed in forever. Well, Joe, I'm gonna design some new stuff here for the stream is the idea. And sort of the best way for me to do that is live, because I can test it out. Actually, we're going to be refixing the Weiss phone. We did that, and then it turns out that iFixit almost certainly sent me a defective part, because the speaker here isn't working, and there's, as far as I know, it's like, well, it's not a bad connection. I mean, it might be like a slightly bad connection, but I don't think it's it. If it was a bad connection, I feel like you wouldn't get the front-facing camera either. I could be wrong though. Some of you guys know a lot about phone fixing. Anyway, I told them what was going on with it. There's no sound coming out of it. They said, oh, we're going to send you a new screen. So, send me a new screen. So I get another shot at it. How do you guys like the picture here? Because I'm using a different camera. And do I look squeezed? I feel like, I don't mind that. That's not bad for me. But I feel like I'm a little bit squeezed. Alright. We're trying a different camera here because this camera is normally a GH5S. And then I got G7s in the studio. But whenever I like shoot the show, I used to use the good camera, and then I gotta move it, and if I want to create Instagram content, I gotta move that and everything like that. So it's a big pain in the butt. So I was like, well, let's just make the GH5S live in that studio, make my life easier, and see if we can live with the G7 here. The G7's okay. It's now got the same lens I've always been using because they're the same MFT now. The issue with this is that I don't have control over this camera. The way that the GH5S, I can plug in USB and then I get like a desktop controller so I can change my ISO and stuff literally on my desktop. Here, I have to like it's a pain. I have to like reach into the camera and do stuff. But it's a much more convenient thing for me to make this camera my camera. The one problem with it is though, is that it is a what they call a variable focus by wire lens, and it forgets where you left it. So, and you can't rely on autofocus on a Lumix camera. They're terrible for autofocus. Thank you, Neon Light Decay, very much. And so I have to manually focus it, and I'm just going to have to live with manually focusing the camera up every single time I start the stream. Yeah, it's really a minor pain in the ass, not the end of the world. Somebody's asking if it's 4K. No, it's not 4K. This is 1080p. 4K. I don't even know how you stream in 4K because Twitch won't let me send them more than 6,000 kilobits a second, or 6 megabit. I don't mind manually focusing. It's frustrating because I physically cannot reach the lens at the same time as sitting where my face is. So it's like I have to adjust it and then sit back, and then I have to adjust it and sit back, and I would just use a tape measure, but it's not. It's a focus by wire lens, so there's no like feet markers on the outside of the barrel. It's a pain in the ass. Okay. So first thing we have to do. First thing we gotta do. First thing I have to do actually is. This is fun. I've never had to do this before. Oh, actually I can do it from here. Okay. Yeah. Just like thinking out loud. So if I go to scene, Imac. So you're going to lose my picture for a second here because maybe I can just do it in studio mode. Hold on a second. Maximize this, go to studio mode. So what I got to do is all of my OBS stuff is messed up. Your stream froze? Did it really freeze? No, it didn't freeze. Well, maybe it did freeze. Hey. No. All of my OBS stuff is messed up. I don't know why. I don't know how much you guys know about OBS or what. That's like literally the encoding and mixing software that I'm using to send you a show. Got all screwed up because I have two sets of scenes, one that was originally for D&D and one that was for like multicam, and look at that, now we're in multicam. That doesn't even make sense though. What? How could that be? What? Because... Hello, audio. Maybe that's why it might have... Can you hear me? I bet you can't hear me. You can hear me on the camera mic. That's not... You're hearing garbage audio, right? You're hearing me through that. And that sounds good to you? Hold on a second. This is if this sounds better than this, then that's insane. Hold on, let's get this microphone fixed. So confusing. Nope. Yep. Test. Okay. This is the microphone I normally use. Does this sound better or not? Okay. So something went wacky. And I don't even know how I'm in this mode because I want to be, but before it wasn't working. This camera, which has to go at the bottom of the stack or else you can't see all these little doodads. All right, let's actually take that. Fine, it's working. Great, it's cool. The idea is that you have multiple scene selections. But... for a couple of reasons, I don't like that idea. So let's see if we can switch back to the master scenes setup. Hello? Mm-hmm. Ah! I am back. And you can hear me? You can hear me. So, and scene collection is set to master. Correct. Good. Okay, so now let's move this guy up here. And then go over to close-up, take desk A, hit copy, drop this into Mac desktop, shrink it down, and also crop it. I'm building a scene right now that you guys can't see, and this is definitely, I'm definitely squeezed. That's kind of weird. There's some weird aspect ratio stuff going on with this camera. And we can delete that. Yeah. And we can take this one and drop it all the way down. And NDI source 2 should be Imac local OBS. Aha! Now we can switch scenes. Take me out of studio mode, and we'll go to the Imac desktop. Why am I not in here? Ah! I just did that. I just put you in there. Hang on. Back to studio mode here. All right, Imac desktop. Desk A. Oh, because you've got to be on top of that. Okay, there we go. Out of studio mode. I don't even know how to switch scenes on studio mode. Okay, back to iMac. Oh, iMac desktop. Okay, so this is my regular computer that I'm working on, and what I can do now is if I can get maximum screen space. Okay, and bring this guy over here. This is well, that's the actual stream. You probably don't want to see that so much, so we'll just take that out. But so you guys are aware. And I'm going to move the chat window over here to the one that's not in the stream because it doesn't need to be. I got 3 computers in here. 3 monitors, 3 computers. I've got a brandish new iMac here that is my main editing and all that stuff computer. I'm just going to I just want to minimize this actually for now because we're going to do something else first. And then, this is Greg from State Farm. How can I help? And over here, sitting on a shelf over here, you can't see it, is this really sick gaming computer that Ironside sent me. And then this monitor that is to the right of the lens is shared between that computer and this computer. It's the second monitor here, or I switch to the DisplayPort input, and then it's just my PC. And then on a third arm, because all 3 of these are arm mounted, above that, I've got a really old iMac from 2011 that is cool because it's old enough that it's not a, what do you call it, retina display. So I can use it in target display mode, which means that it will behave as a monitor for another Apple device. And that means that I can use it as a desktop extension for my main edit computer and then remote into it, which is what I've done here. And so run it kind of, I killed it. Is it working? Wait, we're still streaming, right? I think we're still streaming. Yeah, we're still live, right? Yeah, still live. Okay, so I can remote into it and run it basically as a headless server that is also a monitor. It's kind of a weird idea, but it works. I don't know how much longer it is going to continue to work because it's old enough now that I can't update the operating system. And in fact, I'm running an old version of OBS. I accidentally upgraded and then it broke. It wouldn't run, so I had a down version. I'm thinking about replacing it with a Mac Mini. There's a lot of benefits to that. And then, so that's Thunderbolt 1 and USB 2, which is another limitation. And what I've got is I've got a Sonnet box. Yeah, Hackintosh, maybe. I don't know. I've got a Sonnet Thunderbolt enclosure plugged into it, and inside of that is a Blackmagic HDMI quad deck link. So I can plug 4 HDMI inputs into that old iMac. And the old iMac runs OBS. And so all of the other sources, like when we're playing D&D, that's actually on my new iMac. If I'm playing PC games, that's on the PC. The only thing the old iMac runs is OBS, and also it behaves as a Plex server. But we don't use that much anymore. Mainly because I now have TCM on demand. I love old movies, and so to watch the kinds of movies I wanted to watch, I really needed my own server for a while. Anyway, so you can see there's OBS running, and it's telling me that it's using 30% of my CPU. And it'll stay that way, and I'm pretty much no matter what I jam in here. What it won't be able to do, though, is if I tried to run the Skype call from when we play D&D on the same computer as OBS is running, that it just breaks. It can't handle that at all. OBS won't know that, like, the computer is... OBS will be like, yeah, I'm only using 30% of the computer. I don't know what's going on. But between that and Skype, it's like a bajillion%. And so like you can see right here, I'm using 58% of my CPU. Thin Man's a fantastic movie. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we got to open up Stream Deck because this is a mess. Broken. Stream Deck is broken. So I've got 2 Stream Decks now. Well, actually, and you can get a, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the Stream Deck, Elgato makes a phone app that you can use. And so you can actually get a buttons load on your phone. I mean, like, it kind of defeats the purpose because, like, they have to be tactile for me. Well, actually, this computer, as old as this computer is, it is a i7 3.4 gigahertz with 32 gigs of RAM. I mean, it's like not a piece of garbage. It's just ancient. I actually think that to some extent, if Mac was better at updating the... I think that there's a little bit of planned obsolescence going on here. Apparently the Elgato app is not good. Which one? I mean, for the phone? Is that what you're referring to, Neon? It's just like not being tactile sucks. But if you don't have a Stream Deck, you don't know. This is how you plan out a Stream Deck. And I just got an XL and I haven't programmed it. As remember, you can see all these empty buttons. And you can see over here, my regular Stream Deck is like this. I have one blank spot on it. And you can see everything I can control from here. And what is messed up is that these guys, Title Desk Cam, Collection, Multicam, it's the wrong collection. It needs to be plugged into Master. And then this needs to be plugged into Master. And so when I hit that button before, it switched me. Multicam is apparently now defunct. I had multiple profiles, but I think we're going to stop using multiple profiles in OBS because it seems like what happens is if a profile... There's this annoying thing about webcams. Any camera that you connect to a computer, the computer regards as a webcam. And I don't remember why, but basically, I think it's a security thing. If a webcam is connected to a source on a computer, another source can't hijack it. I think that's kind of to prevent people from spying on you, right? For me, that's a huge limitation because there's actually, like when we do the Skype call that I set up for my D&D players and me, I really want to share this camera into the Skype, and I have to do a crazy amount of hackery. I have to basically run like 3 separate pieces of software to get that to happen. I have to, in OBS, I have to use a NDI filter to output that, and then I have to use another program that sniffs that NDI camera out and turns it into a little local server, and then a thing called Cam Twist that sniffs that out and turns it into a fake webcam for Skype to use in order to get that camera that is my main, I'm talking to you guys camera, be also the camera for the Skype call. Why am I using Skype? When we first started doing this, I asked around what should I use. Everybody said use Discord. Discord sucks. It is, there's nothing wrong with Discord for what it's for, but it is terrible for streaming. And basically the only way to get your cameras, if you've got 8 cameras or 5 cameras like I do, or 6 of us, into... I am Hacker Man. If you have 6 cameras that you want to get into... Well, no, it's not about someone using your web camera without you knowing. Presumably, most web cameras have a tally light. Like on an Imac, there's like a little green light that comes on if the camera's active. You'll have a good idea. I'm having a conversation with somebody else. You don't want another party or even another piece of software to have access to that camera to record it, transmit it, without you knowing. You'd be actively using the camera in that scenario. Your tape won't help you. Anyway, so the only way I could figure out to get our faces from our Skype chat into OBS was to just maximize the Skype video conference to a whole monitor and then duplicate that like 5 times into OBS and cut and slice it and everything like that. But the problem is that every time somebody's camera stops working, like the whole thing rearranges and I had no direct control over it, and I lost the whole monitor out of that scenario. The resolution was bad. Skype, do not know why. For some reason, there's like a little secret switch in Skype in calling advanced, use NDI. When you turn it on, it turns every camera feed in your Skype call into an NDI source. And using the NDI plugin, which is free for OBS, I can pull any NDI source. So this is literally my local iMac transmits to the network using another instance of OBS. I just capture the whole display and audio. And then I have in here tools. You're going to see this. NDI output settings. And it just transmits the whole main output, okay? And then that's on my network. And I can pick that up from anywhere in my network using NDI, NewTek NDI. I don't know what NDI stands for. And so this is my NDI source. So now with Skype NDI, every camera is an NDI source. So I can just have them be individual sources, just like I would anything else in OBS. It's huge. I think it makes... The only thing that sucks is that it still gives you just one audio feed. So what I did was I just took one of the cameras, I have the sound turned on, and that's everybody's sound, and then everything else is just faded down. I wish it would give you individual audio controls, because that would be chef's kiss. That'd be incredible. So, okay, back to what we were actually doing here. We need to finish reconfiguring this, okay? And then all of these should be going to the master collection, and we'll do this really quickly. Desk profile, I use the bar profile, and then this should also go apparently to master, because... Oh, right, so why did that happen? So, I guess what's going on here is that when you have a camera source in... If you have multiple profiles in OBS, and you have a camera source feeding into one profile, your other profile cannot see that camera source, because a web camera can only be connected to one thing in computers. Network device interface. There you go, Neon Light Decay. Thank you. And so I guess the idea of using multiple profiles of scenes for my, what do you call it? For OBS, probably not really going to help me, because it basically means that whatever loads up first is going to steal all my cameras, and if I have to switch, then like none of my cameras are going to link, and I will not be able to fix it, and I'm going to be pulling my hair out, and it's going to be a pain in the ass. It's dumb. Okay, so we got bar, D&D, and then I guess multicam is sort of defunct. There's maybe gaming or something. Oh, desk profile. There we go. And is this mastering? Yeah, okay. And then desk profile, D&D profile. Are you set to master? You are set to master, because D&D actually got renamed to master, so this one should... Oh, that's funny. Look at that. That will fuck me. Because it'll, as soon as you push that, it'll switch profiles in OBS, and it'll disconnect all your cameras. All right. Okay, so, and then go back to desk profiles. Just make sure that one is... All right, good. You guys stop me if you catch me missing one. They should all be set to master. Nothing should be set to multicam. And that's when we're streaming from the bar. Master. Now, what's cool about Stream Deck is you can build really complicated buttons. You see this button right here? This is Stream Deck switch profile. Now, it's complicated. It's confusing because there's profiles in OBS. It doesn't mean that. It means your profile of buttons in Stream Deck. Will my wife be on an episode of How to Drink? I'll tell you what, Mr. Conface, you can ask her. She's going to say no. But and what I've done was I've created basically like a rotary button here. This is a custom button that I built. And if we edit it, can I edit it? How do you edit it? What? Oh, no, I didn't. It's not that complicated. It's a really simple one. All this does is switch the profile, but I built them so they connect in a circle. So this one says bar, but its job is to switch to desk profile. And the reason I have it say bar is because you guys can't, well, you could see, I can hold it up, but like you can see those buttons, like it literally says bar. That tells me you're in the bar profile, right? So when I push this button, it'll switch me. Now you're in the desk profile, Greg. You're in the desk profile. And there's some vestigial stuff here because desk profile started out, like we don't need that. That's old D&D stuff. We'll just take those out. I don't even know what that is either. Like this is, that's all D&D stuff that just kind of wound up in here. Really, it should just be game, desktop. Yeah, okay. And then if I push it again, boop, now you're in multi-profile. This is an old profile that does not, now in the world of COVID, is no longer of use. I push it again to go to bar. So what I should really do is actually, desk, do you go to multi? Yeah, I want you to actually switch to D&D. Cool. And now I push it. I went to bar, huh? Nope, I went to, and then this should say D&D. Current, and it'll go to desk. Let me see here. If I hit desk, it goes to desk. Desk goes to D&D. Now I've created an infinite loop. D&D needs to connect up to bar. And those are my three scenes. So now I got bar, desk, D&D. Okay. I know she's a character, yeah. Do I plan on doing something to celebrate when I hit 1 million subscribers? I don't have a plan. I plan on doing something. I gotta say, today's episode indicates that I have a lot more time to plan than I thought. I thought we were going to get there like in 2 months because things were just like whoosh, on fire for a second there. And it's bad now. It's real bad now. Today has been not a fun day for me. I don't know how you do that, Celtic Spartan. You dab into the stream. I don't know what's going on in the chat. So this is my Rotary button solution for switching profiles. Now I bought an XL, which I have a Stream Deck and a Stream Deck XL. If we go to XL, you can see I got a lot more buttons. And XL can load any of these other profiles I built. Well, I have to copy them over there. I have to paste them. And I think, I don't know. I wasn't sure where I was going to use XL, but I think probably, I probably need this at my desk more. I probably need more buttons. I want to look at something real quick, guys. I just got a DM on my Instagram from a possibly from a. Who's that from? Is that from who I think? Is that really from them? It is from them. No, I just got a direct message from Polyscience, a brand that I would love to work with. I've been a huge fan of them forever. I'll get back to that later. That's exciting. Someone famous DM'd Greg. No, Polyscience. Well, I guess they're kind of famous. They make really good kitchen gadgets. Just like nice stuff. Nice stuff. I'm glad. I'd be happy to work with them. So anyway, we got the Stream Deck here. /me is a command to describe actions in chat. So like /me is tap dancing into oblivion. Oh yeah, that works. That's cool. That's neat. Well, that's the funny thing, Nick. It's like there's so many like things I have to do to make the stream better. That like shit, I have to stream that because I need to create streams. But I also need to build the streams, and it's like I gotta sleep at some point and be dad and be a husband and make dinner and all these other things that go along with life. There's only so many hours in the day. I have to shoot the show. I have to develop the show. So, you know, nobody wants to watch this. That's fine, but I gotta do it anyway. So here I am. So what I think I want to do is, I think this is going to be most useful, these extra buttons, when we're running D&D. I think that's going to be huge. And let's just switch through the D&D scenes. So I'll show you guys. I built a bunch of D&D scenes, and I'll just show you what we got. We got... it's not. They're broken. Why are they broken? Why is that happening? How about this one? Is that one working? Why is that broken? I pushed the button and I got an alert. Doesn't work. Go to master. Scene. Oh, because they're not plugged into any freaking scene. Yeah, well, that makes some sense. Overlay 1. Oh, no, you should go to overlay 4. So I built a bunch of these overlays. You should go to overlay 5, just like you say. Overlay 2. And I wasn't really sure which ones were going to be the most... I wasn't, you know, I built a bunch. And then I plugged them all in so that I could see, well, which one do we like the best? And so we can go now. So that's... and now you can see this is an overlay in OBS. And I wonder what this actually looks like on the stream. Oh. Well, you can see the overlay, right, because this is in the stream. You can't see what I can see, which is the build of the overlay. Or can you? How would I do that? Ah! I know how to do that. So what I got to do then, hang on. We'll go back to... Switch you to desk. Okay, Imac desktop. Well, okay, so all these buttons are broken. Did we just switch profiles? Fucking goddamn it. Excuse me. Probably these are all button, right? You go to close up. Yeah, see this? They all point to close up. Oh. Yep, close-up is correct. But you should go to iMac Desktop, and you should go to Game. And should say iMac. And you should say PC. Okay. How about let's just get that all on one line so that's good. Now I can push iMac. Okay, cool. So what I can do here is, even though this is going to loop everything around, so if we go into studio mode, I don't know how much of this you guys are actually going to be able to see actually at this point. And then I go to overlay 1. Yeah, okay. But then make this as big as I possibly can. Maximize you inside of there. Okay. So just look at the left side to the degree that you're able to. I know this is probably, let me just see what it even looks like for you guys. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's a little small, but you know. The studio mode, oh Jesus. Come back. Let's just really max out here. Let's max it out. All right. So studio mode, the idea is like, if you've ever, and you probably haven't, but if you've ever done switching for a, if you were like a live television switcher, you have a preview screen and a program screen. This is what you are seeing, and this is what I am working on before you see it. It's really funny. I actually don't know how to actually trigger a transition if I wanted to output another scene to my program. What do I have to double click, or transition override, cut, fade, stinger, none? No. What the go button is on this. Maybe it's literally transition override, cut. Did that actually work? Well, I don't want it to work because I want to keep this side on iMac Desktop so you guys can actually see what I'm working on. The point is that you can see what I've done here is I've got my character screens are in here, and they have like, see that like purple blue overline? That's their overlap. They're kind of programmed in a weird way because there's dynamic resolution there. So I forget what I had to set them to do, but like John is set to just like some kind of a set of rules I had to set them to follow so that they don't change size. They just change resolution. Maybe it's property, whatever. And what's really great is that these are keyed to their Skype accounts. So when we start the call, these automatically populate with their accounts. I don't have to do anything. So we got overlay 1, which has no walls between us, and then I just put a panel down here that could be anything. I think I stuck a chat overlay in there. Yep, I did. And I made these little lower thirds in Photoshop. And then overlay 2, and I don't think we really used that one that much. I think we ended up using 4, 5, and 3 were my big faves. So overlay 3 does not get used much, but you can see it's just 8 up, right? And I put characters and then a chat, and then I think I put the battle mat technically in there, but it's so small. This is the one I use a lot. This is very Greg-centric. It makes me feel very important. It's also easier for me because all these are now 16 by 9, so like life, what is that though? Ironside overlay? Oh, that's, oh, I'm glad I turned it off. It probably doesn't belong there. Let's just delete it. Yep. And so these are all 16 by 9. They don't have to be cropped. It's a lot easier. You know, it's a way to, you got this many cameras, so you can fit them. And then this is, oh, you can see their backdrop runs out, but it does not matter. It's just like literally just a piece of parchment texture that I found and stretched around to fit the screen. And then this is the one where we are doing our gaming a lot. We use this one for the battle mat a lot. So I got set 4 here, 5, and 2. And these are the, but it's mostly going to be 4 and 5, basically. I could build more. And I just built this in Photoshop. It's pretty simple repeating texture that I carved out. And I can show you guys how I did that too. All right, so no, I disagree. Skype is super good. Skype is so cool that one of the things I'm thinking about doing, and I shouldn't even say this out loud, it's kind of dependent on, I need to find out if Skype for Business will allow me to have a receptionist, because what we could potentially do I don't think it's built into this profile, actually, but there is a Skype call profile. It's a split screen between me and a guest, and we can do it on the fly. Because this camera that you're looking at right here, this Desk A, is permanently, let me go to filters. Filters. It is permanently transmitting NDI over my network, which I just call for Skype. And no matter where I go with this, I can still be having a Skype call. I can just have Skype on in the background on my second computer. It's on a separate machine. And like we could literally do a call-in show. We could just have strangers call in and do fucking, I don't know, Loveline or AMI, like radio, but TV. It's a crazy idea. But it fills me with, I need a receptionist. We need to have somebody. There needs to be a barrier of control there in order for that to be safe. So we still use Skype in the esports world for that reason. I got you. Yeah, see? And I mean, like, we did it where I was doing just a random stream, and then my buddy Ari, who's on the show a lot, he's in my D&D game. He's like, hey, I'm available now. What's up? And I was like, why don't you dial in? And like on the fly, we dialed him in without breaking the stream. It was seamless. It was amazing. Yeah, there's a lot of me right now. It's a bit Greg heavy in this room. But so what I want to do though is, and I think we have to get out of this because I don't really need to be in here anymore. Something that Ari has been asking me for in our D&D game is, Greg, can we get some, I wish I could, can I like not, can I lock this? Oh, wait, can we pop this out? Hold on a second, because if we can pop this out, I think I can. Hold on a second. View, status, toolbar. List boxes, docs, UI. I literally would love to just take transitions, controls, audio mixers, scenes, and sources, reset UI, and lock UI. Full screen interface. What does that do? Oh, it literally just maximizes it. I think that it's okay. I think it's tools. Alright, good. I should delete that. I can't remove one though right now. We do multi-view windowed. Oh god. That is not helpful. That would allow me to just literally switch by a click. Not helpful. What I actually want is to turn off enable preview. Ah! Now you don't have to I think that if I'm not mistaken, it should include, yeah, great. This is so much better. Now we can really, right? I'm still in the shot. We don't have that echo effect going on. Awesome. Awesome. Now we can program Skype without, and I guess I can pop these out. Oh, I never realized that. Jeez. Huh. You pop them back in. Oh, you can just pop them right back in. Neato. I pop out. All right, whatever. If I enabled this, they've got little thingies. This one doesn't. So you can't lock preview, preview scaling, full screen projector. I think that would allow me to, it just literally creates a projector. Okay. Okay, whatever. We can just turn previewing off. That's great though. Now we can do this without driving you guys nuts. I wish I could slide this up so it's more of this. Drag what off? I can't. But so one of the things that Ari has been asking me for is, Greg, we gotta get music into the show. He wants music in our D&D game. So I think that's a cool idea, and I've been thinking about it for everything. So let's do it. Let's go to Stream Deck XL. That's what I'm going to use a lot of these extra buttons for. And actually, let's just delete that because that's one of the, I was testing that. Well, I think the D&D for games that you're not streaming, or sorry, Discord probably does work really well for games that you're not streaming. That's probably true. I'm streaming my game though, so that complicates things. And what I want to do is pop the media server out. Sorry that you need to be a little bit small. You're gonna have to. It's gonna be a little trickier for you guys to see this than I wish, but okay. So let's think about this. We're going to. First thing I need to do. What I wish I could do, I cannot do. It is not possible. And I know Adobe Audition is like the technically right way to do this, but I don't know Audition well enough to do it that fast. This is today's episode. And you know what? Actually, these, I should export these. This is, I wonder if you guys are, am I getting sound to you on this as well? This is the Patreon episode clips specials. Yeah, you're not getting any audio. We should get audio to you. Let's make that happen. You're going to see a lot of windows happening here. Oh, because I deleted all my virtual devices. Man. Sources. I want Premiere Pro. Boom. And I want Chrome can be a source. And I want... that's actually probably all the sources I want right now. And then this is called Loopback audio. It's just basically a way for me to route audio digitally. And now I need to set this thing, Imac audio. This is on my local machine. I need to switch it to Loopback
for like a week. When I was a kid, when it came out, I didn't own a copy. And just before
you are.
I don't know what I did. I was
just
like
talking.
Like, you know,
if I put these on,
accidentally
I'll actually hear what you're hearing as well.
My save game. I was pretty advanced. I was up to the Lavos fight. So I think that's like pretty much the end of the game.
Headphones.
It depressed the hell out of me.
Okay, now we're good.
For me.
Now I can actually hear. You can.
I should revisit Chrono Trigger.
So this brown stuff is, and I haven't actually watched this yet, so I don't know. But hypothetically, that'll be stuff that'll go to Patreon. And then what I also do is I have a pretty complicated stack of color correction to make this camera look pretty good. This is the GH5S, not my normal. Look at that difference. Of course, we're shooting flat, but I'm shooting in what's called logarithmic to give me more dynamic range, but before and after, big deal. And then this is the
become the staple of the series.
This is, what do you call it? This is when I Patreon. On Patreon, one of the benefits that I am not always great about delivering is that there's like a kind of behind the scenes, extra clips that go out. I don't know, Traylon. I would go with an old-fashioned because I'm lazy. Okay, so what I think, though, because I don't know Audition super duper great, is that I want to save this project, and then we're going to create just a new project to make my life very easy. New project. And we'll just call this one Music Builds. And I can go there, sure. Fine. Okay. Oh, I forgot, in the new Premiere, you do a thing where you don't let me close projects for real, which is just so classy of you. I don't, oh God, stop it. Software driving me bananas. Where is the rest of Premiere? Like, where is it? Why is it hiding from me? Premiere, what is going on? Editing. There we go. Cool. And sound mix, okay. There's a second monitor over here that you can't see. It does not matter. Well, it kind of matters. I'll just show you guys what I'm going to do real quick. So I'm just going to create a new folder here, and we'll just call this one Music Files. Files. And then this one, Sequences. And it really doesn't matter. Like, this is the simplest thing. We're just going to make a new sequence. Honestly, I couldn't care less. Lives. For this purpose, and then I'm going to go over here, and I've got a bunch of music files that I can use. So I have a license with Epidemic Sound that allows me to use their music. I can use it on my Twitch. I can use it on a bunch of places. That's clips. That's different. No, what am I doing, man? Audio, music. Here we go. Okay, I have a bunch of different things. We got those are not as public as I thought they were. Retro TV. This is a folder of songs I like. Okay, put those in there. So what I want
is to be able to trigger a playlist. However, turns out I can't do that. Is this transmitting? I'm betting it's not. Nope. And if I put Finder, now you can hear it. It's actually not bad. I'll put them in there. I don't know if we're going to use these, but sure. Get in there. So there's some music files that I use all the time on the show that I'm not seeing in here, though. Drones are usually pretty good to have, but let's see if these are the ones we want to use. I just downloaded a whole bunch of music, too. But I don't think we're going to play with that at the moment. Maybe it's over here on Dropbox Music. Yeah, here we go. No. This is all music when I was trying to duplicate the sound of Cowboy Bebop. Where the hell's my music at? Like the tracks that I always use. Where does it actually live? Oh, maybe it's on this computer, the old hard drive, the one that's on its way to being wiped. I have this whole process of like hard drive cycling because I have infinite music storage needs. Okay, and I think let's just create a new bin. We'll just call put this one music files, thank you. And we'll call this one. Stop it. All this just to keep things sorted. Jazz. Unsort. Because I'm an idiot and all of these are unsorted. Put them in there. Great. Okay, let's just get all of these guys sans zip files into Jazz. Okay, main tunes. That's the stuff. Okay, let's just, I don't know, whatever. Let's just dump them all in there. Okay. Cool. I don't have appropriate uses for any of that. Yeah! That's fun. All right, all of these are fun. Let's just dump them into Jazz. By doing so, I've created now 2 unsorted. What's spooky? These are like legit spooky. Cool. And noir and is the music too loud? Sorry, guys. All right, let's. Well, the one that I use mostly though is window shopping or something. There it is. So lately, this is the music we've been using a lot of. Sorry, I was blasting you in the ears. I play a ukulele badly. I think it's probably out of tune. Okay. Old fashions or sidecars? I think old fashions happen more often for me. So that's cool, but that is 2 minutes long or so. And if we just play that on a loop forever in a stream, it's going to drive people insane. So let's find a couple of tracks to put with that. Nah. It's good. Trying to find stuff that's like very similar in tone. This might be good. Yeah, I don't hate that. Drop that in. Oh, it's like a whole, it's like a sing sound alike right now. It's not that at all. It's like Benny Goodman meets Django. It's crazy. Okay. I like this. I don't think it fits. I'm trying to find stuff that'll fit seamlessly into this playlist, right? So you don't really notice it. That's like a different mood. No, different mood. That's this mood. It's a very similar mood. Alright. It's not bad. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a little slower, but it's not a million miles away. See, this has got this like effect on it, this old radio thing. I love it. It doesn't really just slip into this playlist. I like this. Very sophisticated. Very contemporary. Fancy dress Christmas parties, but not right for this. A little too much ragtimey. It sounds exactly like a classy New Year's Eve. That's exactly what I was thinking of, yeah. Nope. No, that's Tin Pan Alley sound. Listen to that. It's Jelly Roll Morton or something. But not at all. It's Electro Bounce. Ugh. Library music is so hard. It's so hard, man. As an editor, when I was a pro editor, that's what I was doing. Was like making social media content, commercials, and editing for people. Like, I did a lot of the music picking. I'll dump that. That's not too far off. And this is something you never do. You never just be like, I need 20 minutes of whatever. This is too much of a showstopper. This sounds like Ain't Never Had a Friend Like Me. The genie's gonna start talking. You have too many emotional threads connected to what that's trying to sound like, so your brain is gonna cling on to it over my voice. It's a little down tempo. I like it. It's perfect. This is perfect for what we've got on the timeline. I love this song. This is a great tune, but it's wrong for what we're building here, which is just a really generic bid. A little bit. I like it. It's a little bit Western swing action there. It's funny, but it's not good for this. This ever happened to you? You go out for Dunkin' Donuts, and they don't have your favorite coffee roast. I don't know. It just sounds like one of those cutesy poopsy commercials There's a guy driving a slightly too short moving van through a impossible to navigate European city. Have you tried Chevalier? Says the girl in the red trench coat with a wink. Coffee delivered straight to your home. Don't go out for coffee anymore. Ooh la la. Okay. This has a very specific tone. This is not HTD generic. Not HTD generic. Definitely not generic. It's not bad. I think we can deal with this. Wouldn't you like to know, Tamburius TV? Yeah. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Again, I love it, but that's like too specific. This is funny. There were Clooney DeVito Nescafe commercials. Yeah. I didn't know this existed, but yeah. Nah. Too specific. Really specific. Obviously not right, so. Now, this is a whole different tone, but I could build a whole bed of these, and I love these. It's like samba thing. What is this? It's a drone. Okay. You guys may have heard this one in the show once in a while. I actually like this track a lot. Tin Pan Alley. It's a sound effect. This is a sound effect. No, come on. That's fun, but that's great. Wrong for this. Did you guys see me tweet the Dunkachino commercial? Al Pacino doing the Dunkin' Donuts thing? Oh my god, that's insane. It's so insane that like I think people were responding like, "Oh, it's a deep fake." It's like it's not. It's real. Like you can't believe it's real. Ooh, come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. I love that. And I love this, but this is not right for what we're at here, so. I don't know why it's called The Goof Show. This is more horror stuff. Great stuff. I might try that in this timeline. It's a little out of place, but no, we don't need it. I wanted to get to about 20 minutes. We got 20 minutes here. So all I want to do now is just kind of crossfade these. And they don't even need to be like great crossfades because we're not beat mat. Like they can even fade, they can dip to 0, you know, like that. Like that's fine. Perfect. Yeah, that's fine. Great. That one I might just put a little. Great. Okay. No, it doesn't need it. Sorry, fade. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. rocket science here. That is a big tone shift. It's all right. I don't know. You know, it's trial and error. We won't know if that stands out until we try it in the show and see how people react to it after a while. All right, great. Done. Now all I got to do is set that to my out point, and we have 19 minutes, 35 seconds, and 9 frames. Frames are an arbitrary thing in this case. Of music that's roughly in the same thing. Would Ochichonia? It would, except for the fact that I wouldn't have the rights to it. None of the rights to that stuff. So I will get in trouble. I actually pay money for this music. So I can't use any of that stuff. I mean, if I could use anything, it would basically be St. James Infirmary Blues, like all the time in the background. Or you know what we would use is we would use a lot of Leon Redbone. I love that guy too. Let's export this. So there is one thought that I might like. I don't want to touch the audio here too much, but this is library music, right? And it's already kind of mixed to be. And I'll just bring over my audio track mixer, and we'll just scrub through. Okay, yeah, it's pretty hot, you know. And let's just do this. So maybe we want to put a little compressor in here. Track, amplitude and compression, multiband. I think we want to do a... I'm familiar with this one. I just put a broadcast on there. And you know what? We'll put a limiter on here too. Just so that we have everything kind of, you know, to -6. Maybe we actually don't want the compressor now, too. We'll just take that out. Yeah, that'll work. It's fine. It's not perfect. I'm not an audio engineer, but it'll work. It's close enough for horseshoes. Export this media, and actually, we just want to do AIFF. AIFF should be fine. Yeah, and 48's fine. Export audio. Great. And we'll just call this one. For now, we're just going to put this on my desktop. We're just going to call this one. Nope, we won't. We'll put it right here, and we'll call this one Music for OBS. And we'll call this one Standard Jazz BGM. Save it. Export it. Great. Done. All right. And now we're done with that. We can delete this. So the next one to do is, let's see, we had some other music, right? So maybe we want to do one of those. So maybe we, no, I don't think so. I don't think that goes into a pad, so to speak. I think that, no. You know what? What's wrong with me? Let's go, hold on a second. Let's go up one. Go back over here. And then I'm pretty sure Tiki? Yeah. Only 3 tracks? How could that be? Yeah, that is though. Okay. Let's get these guys in, but I know there's more than that somewhere. Them into a bin. Tiki. And then over here. Back over here. And it's actually, there's kind of a lot of it over here, I think. Oh, God. Get out of here. Maybe. That's a bit something else, but... That's perfect. I like that. It's not really exotica, it's more samba. Very Sergio Mendes vibes here. Ah, it's a straight sound alike, yeah. That can go in there. Is Southern Flavors in that list? No, and hopefully they haven't renamed things. This library, my one complaint is that they went to, I don't know if they continually do this, or at least one time they renamed a bunch of files. And so, like, stuff that I had downloaded as one thing, I found it again under other names. That's not it. That's not it. And it's called Granny's Leaves Are Golden. Definitely has a real Jimmy Buffett vibe to me. Until that comes in. But if you think of that as like a stand-in for his voice, it's kind of Buffety. All right. All right. It's very elevator on a cruise ship. If you don't think that's Jimmy Buffett, maybe there's only 3 Jimmy Buffett songs, you know. Why sell a thing once when you can sell it again? I think it had to do with like reforming their library to be better organized. There's definitely, guys, there's some deep cuts on Jimmy Buffett. Like, if you get off of his like big hits, a lot of his stuff is real down-tempo, moody, kind of music-ish. But all right, whatever. Let's just, I wasn't gonna go back to the source, but that's a teleprompter I'm thinking about buying. Make my life a little easier. But let's jump into Epidemic. Good, I am logged in, and let's do a quick search for Tiki. Yeah, we should just download. It's great. These all have the same, very similar. And that's too samba. This is, I mean, what's that music called? Is that it's not samba? Oh my god, no, it's not right. I take that. Soca. It's like soca music. I'm looking for stuff that's more exotica. It's close. It's a great question, Koji Macon. I don't know. I don't do a lot with stock footage. And I would say, well, you can download and steal stuff off of YouTube, but that's cut, so you don't have handles to play with there. Handles is the part of a clip that's outside of what you're using. Let me think about that. There are definitely footage libraries. None that are going to give you a blanket license, but if you had an account, they'll let you download stuff that has a watermark on it. So that might be an idea to play with. But here's the thing, Koji. Do you have an iPhone? Because... or off-camera phone? Because like if all you want to do is learn how to edit, you really don't need good footage to learn to edit. You just need pictures. As a matter of fact, have you ever seen Le Jeté? What a beautiful film. You should watch Le Jeté for an example of work that you can do with very minimum amount of equipment. And I just posted the link there. I cannot share it with you visually. Who streams it? Where is it? Where would I be able to see La Jetée? It might even be just on the Criterion Collection. It's known as The Pier. One would hope that you could find it available somewhere to watch. It's a short. You know, I wonder if Real Good. You guys don't know about Real Good. This is pretty cool. It'll let you find, it searches across all of your streaming platforms. So this would be available. It's available on none of my streaming services. It's basically available nowhere. That's terrible. Yeah, it's by Chris Marker. So I can find no legitimate source for it. But anyway, it's. I hope I don't ruin anything by telling you that this is the short film that 12 Monkeys is created based off of. But it's great, and it's an amazing piece of cinema that's made basically without a camera. So I encourage anybody who wants to get into editing to watch it because it's brilliant, and it gives you an idea. I mean, you can literally work with photographs, and also if you want to look up like the Eisenstein experiments, this is like, I'm just telling you, this is the stuff that you're going to do in like your first year of film school. You're going to watch Le Jeté. Some teacher's going to, you know, I think at the beginning of film school, like all the teachers sit around and they'll be like, well, they pull like the movies out of a hat. Well, no, I'm doing The Third Man. You can't talk about The Third Man. That's mine. They like claim it. Somebody's going to do Le Jeté. Someone's going to do The Third Man. The Third Man. Third Man? Is that it? Yeah, The Third Man. The Third Man. But and you're going to talk about the Eisenstein experiments. Sergei Eisenstein. He was a Russian filmmaker, early film cinema, like, you know, silent, and basically invented editing. Actually, like as we understand editing to be a thing, did these quote experiments where he would just have a close up of an actor. Just be like, your instructions are to look neutral. Okay. And then he would cut to something else, cut to food, cut to this, cut to that. And then he would show them to people and ask, what is that person, what's that person thinking in that scene? Now, the actor's instructions were to think nothing. Give me neutral. But he found that by cutting from this shot to that shot, the audience pretty universally had the same interpretation. Oh, he's hungry. Oh, he's lonely. He is, he's wishing his mother was here, something like that. And it was just basically, Darren's Meshes of the Afternoon 3 separate times. I have not seen that once, so we went to a different film school. But yeah, basically the idea of, I forget what the name was, but they termed it, but basically this idea that like, there's a continuity of thought in editing that does not exist in real life, that you take this reality and that reality, this completely separate construct, right? If you think about that, like when you edit in a film or in a show or something like that, you have destroyed the world. Like when you, in a cut, everything is obliterated and you go to an entirely new reality. Okay, if you think about it in terms of, what is happening right now. But we have continuity of thought. There's you're carrying with you this former reality, and it informs where you are now. And that is, your brain is always filling in the blanks and interpreting what the sum of that means, whether you realize it or not. And that's how editing works. Otherwise, when I cut from a medium to a close-up, you'd be very confused, what's going on here. It's something you take totally for granted, but when you think about it, like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And that's how editing helps actors. That's how you can take a shot of an actor just going, and then cut to a close-up of a juicy steak, and well, that guy's hungry. He wants to eat that steak, right? Or maybe at different angles tell you different things, right? Make you feel different ways. Maybe, if we shoot the steak in a very tiny shot, if it's the steak takes up just a piece of the frame and we're looking at it from really far away, he's very hungry and he has very little food, and this is all there is in the world, and he's poor, and this steak is, surrounded by this emptiness, right? This is all like, I'm going to come to something, a final point on all of this too. Or maybe if we shoot it in a hero shot, right? A hero shot is a food service tabletop commercial term. I don't know if they use it elsewhere. They do, I'm sure, but in tabletop, it's from midline, slightly below midline of the product, looking up at it, in a wide angle shot. So it looks like a hero puffing out its chest at you. The hero shot. Maybe now the steak it's got power over him, right? He's lusting after it or something. Of course, then you get into geometry. If we see him and he's looking down, and then we cut to a shot looking up at the steak, it doesn't feel like his perspective anymore. But all this stuff sounds like, and I don't know how everybody else works. I don't know how every editor works. I don't know how every filmmaker works. And I certainly don't know what's going on behind their head in the moment. I know that certainly, and I will do this as well, after the fact, we will describe everything we've done creatively in this job of editing from a perspective of, what's the word I'm looking for? Cerebrally. Like, I thought about this. Like, well, why did you show from here to here? Well, by combining these two shots, I imply blah, blah, blah. And it sounds like you planned this all out on like a chart and a grid and a map and everything like that. You're like, well, I need this shot to convey that and blah, blah, blah. And I think that some people may work that way. I can't work on that kind of cerebral level. I don't think at all. The less I think, the better my work comes out, I find. I just throw it together, and then I watch it for the first time after I cut it together, and I think, oh, that's why I did that. I know why I did that. You develop instincts, and then you rely on those instincts, and then you later justify those instincts that's an important part of the job, because at some point, if you get into professional editing, you're going to sit down with a director, and you're gonna have to justify your actions, and so you have to bullshit about it. You will have to do that, but it's not bullshit. It's just it's a retroactive. I keep saying cerebral. It's not the word I'm looking for here, but and it sounds like I'm being highfalutin, but I'm just mean like the opposite of without thinking, the opposite of instinctual. Anyway. Analytical. Yeah, it sounds like you're being analytical or conscious, making conscious choices. And I think that if you've done a lot a mountain of work. You're not, you know, like you're really kind of operating very instinctual. And sometimes if I didn't feel like defending myself, I would tell the director, you know, or my producer more often. Very, very seldom do you work with a director. You work with producers because a director gets paid a lot of money and a producer doesn't for the same amount of for the same job for the most part. They just say like, I don't know, because I thought it was cool. I don't feel like talking to you. You know. The Blade Runner cuts. You mean the various edits of Blade Runner between the theatrical cut versus the director's cut versus the ultimate cut? I don't like the ultimate cut, by the way. I like the director's cut of Blade Runner a lot. Yeah, I'm looking for Exotica, which is more Samba is like authentic. Exotica is a style of jazz that was invented in the 50s and 60s, basically to be played at tiki bars. And it's it might resonate with you as being like elevator music, but and they created this band Tiki Tiki, and all of these are quote Tiki Tiki, but like they're all so different. It's frustrating. It's a cool track, but it's not gonna do us. No. Ah. I'm gonna assume that Exotica turns up nothing on the search. Oh. No. Got that. Got that. Alright, so Little Island Leap. So a lot of these music libraries, they organize music into bands. I don't think that's actually how it gets generated. But they call them bands. But sometimes you find like, oh, I really like that sound. The band, you track that back in the library. That can be a good way to find more of what you're looking for. That's great. This is exactly what I'm looking for. This is perfect. I just want to download. I wish I could download the entire everything. No. No, this is wrong. This is very, it's too much, mariachi in this. It's pretty good. Oh, I'm in the shot. Okay. I was worried I wasn't in the shot. How did I do that? Lathe. Yeah. Take me to the album. How do I get to the album? Ah, how do you get there? You should take me there. You should take me there. There we go. Nah, too big. Alright, whatever. I think we have enough. Let's bring in the rest of these that we just downloaded. All these little extras. I think we have way more than enough anyway for what we want to do here. And then drop them in. And then we'll go through and make sure that all these kind of fit the mold. Maybe. It's more retro TV than Tiki. That one fits great. Trying to navigate here. Perfect. Perfect. It's a little bit different. Perfect. This'll go. Yep. Southern Flavors is already in here. Corner table's good. Chumba Reggae. Bora Bora Baby. Blue Bora Baby. Yesterday, Disappearing Sunset. Corner table, good. Fine. Alright, this will work. Okay, and we'll do the same thing. Just kind of make sure these are kind of crossfading well. Yeah, that's fine. out and back it up. And we should already have our hard limiter built in. We do. Export media. Same dealies. And we're going to call this one standard Tiki BGM. And export it. Now, put those over here, music for OBS. Take those, and we're going to relocate those to my other computer that actually is running OBS. And where am I going to put them on here? Let's think about that. I've been really, really bad about this, just putting stuff on my desktop lately. I should put them somewhere. I should actually put them on like the drive, though. I mean, I know it's all the drive, but I don't know. Here, let's make a new folder. Very secure. OBS stream music, stream sounds, because that's going to be another new folder. Stream, etc. Okay. And then we'll double that. And we'll go over here. And we'll go streams. We gotta organize this one. We gotta do new folder. BGM, background music. Great. Just drag those guys into background music. And apparently, it's gonna take. It's a lot longer than I would expect that little file to transfer, but whatever. Okay, cool. Neato. We did that. What? Hold on a second. You gotta. You broke. I broke you. Tiki worked. Jazz didn't. Okay, cool. So what I can do now, make sure we have, Loopback should actually be in my toolbar on this computer. What I want to do is create a new virtual device, and we'll call this one Soundboard. And what we want to add to Soundboard is going to be select application, search for Stream Deck. There it is. Great, perfect. And then I know this. I have to add a monitor and turn it off. Perfect. All right. Otherwise, it'll physically come out of the speakers, and I don't want that to happen. Okay, so now over here on my Stream Deck XL, I'm going to add Soundboard, which is built into Stream Deck, and we're going to add Play Audio, and we will choose from. Make that 1 second. Finder preferences. Display hard disks. Yeah, show those on the desktop. Oh. But you know what? I think that literally going into Finder here, it's a separate thing. View. View options. If I just put you like over here, will it show up now? Great, fine. That'll work. All right, back over here. Choosing. Macintosh hard drive. Stream sounds. Actually, I could make that. You don't play AIFs? The hell? Oh my god. What do you play? Nope. We'll do it over here. We'll do this. You wonder if Greg normally talks to himself? I do. I'm very good at talking to myself. It makes me a great streamer. There's no dead air. The funny, yeah, You know what? We shouldn't tell that story. Okay. We're going to spit this out as... It's wave? Is waveform audio wave? Maybe it is. Yes, it is. Goofy ass shit. And that was Tiki. We'll do standard jazz, same thing. And now we will copy both of those right on over to this machine. And we should make those folders. Sounds and graphics. There we go. Okay, and put those in there. And delete those. Great. Now you better let me choose you. Great. And then I'm going to make this just say jazz. And what are you going to do? Action, play, and stop. I thought I could make this loop. Loop or stop. Perfect. And then we'll do another button. Cool. And now when I hit the jazz button, it's playing. Audio is being generated, but it's not going into the show yet, I don't think. It's not. But what we can do is we can take this and add audio input capture. We'll call this one soundboard. Okay. And then that will be loopback audio. Except that we don't want just loopback audio, we want soundboard specifically. Because loopback audio, you can create multiple devices and have different mixes for each one. This is just -30 to be honest. Like really backgroundy. How's that? Is that cool? Because my levels, my voice is up here, that's down there. And so we got some sound in the show. And then we can take soundboard as a device, and I can copy. And I can go to close up, and I can paste reference. And I can go to... We don't want it here. It's like probably the one place we don't want it. We don't need it in the Be Right Back. In the bar? I was just in the bar scene. How about we do this like this? Why don't we go to studio mode so I can jump around here? Let's do this. We'll put that up, and then we'll go to studio mode. Okay, and that's actually weird. Why is... Why don't you see this? You should see this. Is OBS... what? Why don't you see the work I'm doing? Oh, it's just 1920 by 1080. It's just not a webcam. It's a DSLR. It's a it's a camera. All right. Wait, what? This is very strange to me. Why? Because so weird. So I don't know why. But it looks like you guys are seeing the wrong screen. So strange. Doesn't make any... Literally, that makes no sense. I don't even understand how that is possible. Okay. What? How's that possible? Doesn't make any sense. Is it frozen? Oh, it could be that. It could be like that it's frozen. Yeah, it froze. Okay. Sorry about that. I froze. So what you can see I'm doing is I have the soundboard source, and I can just copy it into these scenes, like our bar scene. It's in there now. And I'll just drop it into all the bar scenes. And because it's a reference source, well, actually, because of the way I built it, stand by. We don't want it there. That actually has a built-in track, but overlay should have it. Yeah, and all of these overlays should have it. Did I just drop it in there twice? Hope not. No. So that, because of the way we built that, I'm gonna take out a studio mode. I'll show you. That is a steady source. It is a audio device that it will always. It's running. And actually what's cool is, does it display here? No, it doesn't show you here, but on my actual desktop, if I can go to the close-up shot, you can see, of course it's not autofocusing, but you can see that button right there. That is the audio button that I hit to trigger the sound. It's got a live waveform, and it tells me how much time is left in that loop. It's got 13 minutes left in the loop. So it's actually running a countdown, which is pretty cool. And I think that what's going to happen if I hit the other button is that it's going to play both at the same time, which will be really annoying. It does. So I have to manually stop the other one. I could set up that on some kind of a rotary switch. I don't think I want to do that. But yeah, kind of works. It's cool, right? And so no matter what scene we go to, you know, if we go back to Imac or whatever, there's no interruption in the sound. It's not starting it over. It's just its source that is mirrored. And also it's got the same mix, and if I put effects on it, they'll all be mirrored from scene to scene. Cool. What do you guys think? Tiki or jazz? Probably jazz. But I didn't add it to scenes that already have background music, like my away screen, and Be Right Back, it doesn't have it. Or I built that, there's a show intro that you have not seen me use in forever. I don't know if it's actually going to work right now. We'll try it. So it works. The way that works, I have to be here. And then if I go to GMT opening, Good Morning Twitch opening, it's going to continue to use this scene. And it's playing some music right now. Oh, and then it's going to go to this graphic. That is having some hard times playing, I think. It's like got some playback issues. And then it should automatically go back to this scene. And so that won't have any background music in it. Maybe it did, because it's referencing a scene. Yeah, it might have. Okay. Okay, so we did that. The next thing to do, in my opinion, that I want to get done is I have built, well, not built, but I have downloaded to the desktop here. Oh, wait, you can't see that. It'll be over here. I'm noticing too that my stream connectivity is like not what it should be. I'm worried about that actually. So many things are popping up. I look like you in 10 years. Well, screw you, because that sounds... I don't like the sound of that. Yeah, bitrate's a little spotty. I got some wind here, though. That could be an issue. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to do is you can see... Can you see my desktop? You can. It's live. Great. I don't need this anymore. And I actually don't think you need to see that either. But you do need to see this. I don't need this. And we're done with that for the moment. And I'm done with that. And now you guys can see the disaster that is my desktop. And that is because I make these when I'm testing thumbnails, and then I text them to myself to see which one my eyes go to try and make the best thumbnail. So I end up collecting tons of these stupid things. And I just never move them to trash. Yeah, that's like some age and gender breakdowns on how to drink. That was some retention stuff. This was looking at a live stream, and I was noticing that every time I went to the Be Right Back screen, there was a noticeable drop-off on retention. That was over on YouTube. Did you see that in the show? Yeah, you did. Okay. A bunch of stuff here. Alright, you don't need to see me downloading all this stuff. Deleting all this stuff. It's exciting, right? Okay, so D&D music. I made this. And true to form, it's super well sorted. It's not. So I'm not sure how to handle this, because some of the stuff I want to have on... I don't know if any of this is stuff that needs to be on a big loop. And I can't have like 100 tracks waiting for me to trigger them, because I just don't have... Ad breaks never worked, huh? Interesting. I'm not sure how to organize this. Not sure. Like, I think... Alright, let's just do this. Because maybe I do have a couple of things here that can be big loops. I don't know. I guess liking that jazz music. I guess it's kind of in the way, since we're listening to other sounds. So you have to turn it off. Turn it off. Okay. So let's listen to some D&D music. So mysterious. So mysterious. All right. Let's do this. Let's sort these into bins maybe. We'll call this one Mystery. All right. Call this one Happy Town and Travel. Call this one Epic Action. I think that's also Epic Action, actually. Ooh. We'll call this one Dramatic Choir, because that has like a different use, I think. I don't think you use that the same way you use some other stuff. Call this one Spooky Drones. Well, Joe, it may not work. We're going to try it out. I'm going to call this one, it's a weird mix, Epic Travel and Locations, maybe? It's a strange track. I tend to agree with you guys that music is maybe not a great idea. I got a player who keeps asking me for it. I understand the instinct. The thing is, making it so that we, the players, can hear it is actually going to take a lot of work. Right now, it's real easy for me to make it so that you guys can hear it, and I'll mix it real low, and it'll set mood and be kind of background music that sort of fills dead air. We hope. I don't know. It may not work. If it doesn't work, we'll just stop doing it. And I think that's Epic Travel and Locations. I like that. Ooh, spooky already. It's definitely a mystery track. What, Maddox? I like this. Ooh, this is a good track. This is very good for D&D. That's not mystery, epic travel on location. That's like, gearing up / before the storm. So, somebody asked me, how much do you do as far as narrative story writing as opposed to notes and environment details? Mostly notes and environment details. I don't write too much narrative. What I write I certainly don't write a narrative about the players, although in truth, like, it's complicated. It's like so different. Like right now we're unraveling a plot line where there's an NPC with a plot that involves the players. So I have to kind of anticipate the players' actions. And that puts me into a spot that I don't really like as a writer, but it's a story I want to do, because I tend to prefer to just write what my NPCs are going to do, what their plans are, and how they're going to win, and what happens when they win. And then allow the players to disrupt that. Right now, there are NPCs trying to get the players specifically to do things for them. It's a little bit different. Sorry about that. Oh. So I don't know. How much do I write narratively versus this is good stuff too. What's my best accent? I don't know. It's a subjective question. Mannix, do we not get along? What's going on here? This is a good one. Oh. I'm eternal. I'm not old. You cannot offend me. How to rant. I like this one. This is, yeah, I guess this is epic travel and locations. Like if I'm trying to make these into beds, like loops. I like this one. That's very good. I don't know if we can use that in a loop. Cannot loop. Like that's got to be, it's like you drop that once, right? It's going into a bin called Heroic Schmaltz. Not into that one, but might have use for it. That's Happy Town and Travel. Fantasy BGM pad. Because that's like really non-specific, actually. I have a Discord. It's for patrons of my Patreon. Super good. Love this piece. I'm gonna put this. Oh man. See. I'm gonna put this into mystery. But I think that should actually be a standalone too. I think we could just take that and loop it. Nope, can't do that, huh? Can I? Yeah, I can. I can copy and paste. Done. Okay. I gotta take a bathroom break, guys. What the hell was that? There he is, out there, riding. He's riding the ridgeline alone. Is he ever coming back, Daddy? No. He's a lone hero, a gunslinger. The man we need, but he ain't fit for this type of the world. But he's gotta go alone. And he ain't never coming back. But I love him, Daddy. I love him too. This is gearing up. Happy Town and Travel. Definitely Happy Town and Travel. To our doom. Tragic heroes. Taking that djembe, man. That's pretty great. I would say that's cannot loop. No, I would say that this is loop alone. Okay, so epic choirs. I think we had something for that. Dramatic choir, yeah. Yeah. Maybe it's epic action. Okay. Cool. I don't know if these are going to work the way I want them to. I do got to take a 5 or so minute break here. I'll come back to these. But then the other thing I have, look. So I have those, but then I also have all of these sound effects and ambiances. And we can key these up individually, and I can run them all. Like, I could be like, push a button, be like, we need some of this, we need some of that, right? And I can push all those buttons together and it'll just loop in the background. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Stand by. I hope you will do so. And please enjoy this message from our sponsors, whom I don't know, but thank you, Twitch. Oh, it didn't work. It didn't work because the be right back button is not queued up correctly. Oh, it's fun. We have a lot of fun. Hang on. Now. Stream Deck. Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom, man. It's not fun. Okay. As I was saying, please enjoy this message from our sponsors. I return. Sorry about the delay there. I am back. I don't know what's going on. It still says that I'm having some connectivity issues here. I don't like that. Key sliding going on? Key sliding. So, taking longer than I wanted this to do, too, which is annoying. This whole process has taken like much longer. So let's see here, like epic action. Let's just see how this goes together. Does this stuff sound good if I loop them all up? I wonder if they will. They probably won't, but... What? Oh, that's weird. They're just like confused. Okay. I don't know. We'll try it. I have a suspicion that I may never use these, but let's just make them. Media. Apparently you gotta be waveform, so. Call you. Epic action. PLST. Export. And this one won't work. I mean, it might work. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But I think that, like, for instance, Epic Travel and Locations, this should work. Yeah, Bioshock cocktails, definitely I would consider that. This is just pretty good game sound. Maybe I should really be thinking about this like in region terms. Like, this is the sound of Goodwell. This is the sound of the kinds of dungeons near Goodwell if we ever get to a game where there's kinds of dungeons. Not that, like, that's the kind of game I'm running, but you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that's what I should be. That's interesting, Mannix. It should be automatic. It's not really an editing stream. It's a stream. I'm talking about how I do stuff on my stream here. We're doing some stuff here. We're making music loops. We're gonna call this one Epic Travel. I hope that if are you not getting invite, or do you not have access to the How to Drink Discord? If you have become a patron, it should be automatic. If not, I may have to fix it. And then I think this is an obvious set of tracks that should just work really well together. This is Happy Town and Travel. Export. And then mystery. Sounds like it's a little cheesy. Just delete that. These two are good. Something's wrong with playback, but Spooky drones. I only have the one, so I don't need to do anything with it. To Our Doom. I think it's just one track. I don't need to do anything with it. Heroic Schmaltz is these 2 tracks that are really similar. It's funny. BGM, Fantasy Pad, nah. Epic Travel, Epic Action, Dramatic Choir, and Cannot Loop and Loop Alone. Yeah, I think this is a misguided effort, but we'll try it with what we did. So, we're done with this. Now let's bring in other computer. Okay, and then we'll bring in desktop. Yeah, it is in my desktop. So, where did those went over here, the loops. So let's just bring all those straight on over to this. Stream sounds, BGM. We want to, you know what I want to do? Well, it doesn't matter. They can all just go in a big fucking pile together. It sort of matters though. It's gonna be easier to do these. All right, so we'll do playlists, and then we'll have to reconnect those 2 buttons, and then we'll do new folder, individual tracks. And actually, we'll do another new folder, E and D. We'll go back in here, and then we'll take Epic. Basically everything except for those 2. D folder, BGM play lists. Spelt that wrong. That's okay. And then another new folder, individual tracks. Here, and I will take from my desktop D&D music that I pulled. Yep, done. There. It's not sorted or anything, but we can do that. Yeah, you know, maybe I should sort it before I move it, just because I don't have ears on this computer very easily. It's all. To trash. Okay, let's do intrigue. New folder. Danger. New folder. Hero. New folder. Travel. New folder. Wonder. Name that. Wonder. Sorcery. Okay. So that's intrigue. That would be, you know, I'm just gonna call it travel, but I'll know that it means other things too. Probably danger. Requiem. That is sorcery. Wonder. I like that one a lot. That's just a good piece of music. I would say that is... It's probably Travel. Danger. I'm sorting some background tracks into folders. I just don't like this piece, so let's just move that to the trash. Put that in a Requiem. I'm calling that one Intrigue. Call this one Hero Stuff. That's Hero Stuff. Intrigue. Six o'clock. I gotta get out of here and make dinner soon. Stuff. It's super good. It's just great stuff. Yeah, that is Wonder. Whoa. Oh, that's Sorcery. I guess that's dangerous. Travel. Danger. Okay, so now I can take all of those, sort those over to here. Better bring them as folders, thank you. I am still setting that up. SVC cheats. And then we should do the same thing here. So let's see here. Well, I think all of these are ambients, aren't they? Well, we can sort them anyway. Let's see here. Nature. Cave. and dungeon. New folder, drone. New folder. Well, let's just see what else we have. So that would be nature, nature, even dungeon. Folder. Demon shit. I can't use that car. Sorry, you hear that car horn? It's the worst. And the weather. Work. Oops. This doesn't even go here. This goes in. Probably intrigue, actually. So let's go back over here to bring up Epidemic Sound one more time. I don't know if this was really on my to-do list today, but stream was, so I can get this done because I was streaming it. Let's go back to Epidemic Sound. There we go, sound effects, and I want us to do a search for fire, because I probably need some of that. Sound effects. Both those are good. Music for OBS. It's on desktop. D&D music, ambience, fire. Probably not gonna be able to use stuff like that. That's a nice one. I like that. It's like a good dynamic range. Probably enough of that. How about, we don't have any good wind. We need some good wind. Perfect. Perfect. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, and how about ocean? Although, it's not going to come up that much in our game. As a matter of fact, I don't have to worry about this. This is not coming up. Thunderstorm. How about a thunderstorm? Oh, perfect. That's fake as hell sounding. It's nice. It's like from inside. So, why am I typing a response to you? I'm looking. Yes, exactly right. I'm pulling sounds for the D&D stream. Okay, what else? What are the weather? We got wind, regular rain, thunderstorms. What the weather sounds are there? Tornado? It's like a whirlwind sound? Probably not. These wouldn't show up. Hail's not going to make much of a different sound than like a thunderstorm, honestly. And I'm not going to trigger individual lightning strikes. It's just like I'm not going to be on top of that, so thunderstorm is enough. It's built into the thunderstorm. Oh, lead and wind. Yeah, here on the Twitch we do the D&Ds. I'm just trying to think, like, is there like a lava sound? Maybe somebody made like that. Yeah. We may have some use for that. I know that's weather. It's more like ambience. Lava and bubbles. Because that could easily be like mixed. No, we're not. Yeah, we got a couple different fires. Okay, how about ghosts? Woo! That's a good one. I lost it. That's all right. Oh. Boat. No. I have a little bit of background Tavern Noises. It's tricky though because like it sounds a lot of it sounds too modern, so kind of it's tough to do. I don't know what I really want is like raft maybe. Live raft. So I'm looking for like a lengthy ambience of a boat creaking. About boat ambience. Yacht, maybe. Little yachty. Incredible. It is D&D prep, but this is way beyond normal. This is not stuff I would normally do for D&D. But I find myself streaming my D&D, so everything's a little bit different than what I would normally do. What is this? Oh yeah, right. We sorted that one. Let's take all. What's this? Untitled. Move to trash. Let's take these and move them here. And so I'm going to show you what we can do now. Once this is done copying. Why would that take that long? Something crazy here. What? 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 You have lost your damn mind. They're like local network. Come on. And over Thunderbolt, too. Weather, nature, and travel all failed to copy in a timely fashion. It doesn't make any sense. Not make any sense. Alright. Weather? Alright, whatever. No. Ambience, weather. There you go. And we have them. Yes. And nature. And what was the other one that wouldn't go? Weather and nature and... I forget what the other one was that failed. Nature and weather... Travel. I'm just gonna play with this for 5 seconds, then I gotta go figure out dinner. Travel is music, so that shouldn't. That's probably what confused it. Okay. Oh shit! Don't do that, Greg. Oh my god! Stop! Stop. Okay. 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 So let's disable preview, please. Here's the preview. It's like right there. Okay. So now what I can do is I'm going to go over here to configure my Stream Deck. We're going to go to Excel, and I'm going to create a new folder, and we're going to go in here, and this is going to be sounds. And so we're going to make this is just stop audio. All stop. Stop. I think we can even create a new icon, and like it'll take you to the Stream Deck icon creator and stuff like that. I can make it like a big red thing. I don't really want to do that though. And then what I want to do is BGM. Wait, what? Ambience, right? This should say. That's me. Let's see what we did here. New folder. AMB. We fucked up. Alright. Digital tracks. So. And I believe that's everything. So then I can now create, let's say, there's like Drocket in there. Yeah. You should action loop. Is that showing up? It's not playing it? Why is it not playing it? There we go. I had to like really push it. So now we're in a cave. And it'll keep doing that. And we'll just rename this Cave 2. Rename this one Cave 3. This one Cave 4. Name this one Cave 5. Rename this one Cave 6. And then I can take all of those and I can create a folder. I'll put them all in there. Wait, what? No. Go. Ah. So we're going to make folders in advance next time. I'll call this one Caves. Okay, so, and then civilization. Let's take drones, right, and make a new folder. Drones. I guess it just does one. I want these to loop, so unfortunately I have to do that all manually. Can I like select them all? No, I cannot. Loop, 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 loop. Gotta do the rest of these, but let's just get another couple of sound effects in here and I'll show you what I'm thinking I'll be able to do. And I will have to give them some kind of names so that I recognize exactly what they mean at a glance. Easier. Drones, that's the stop button. Caves. And then let's say we have, yeah, sure. Create new folder. Civilization. And that would be this. And that one I don't think loops. I think that one does just play once, but this one loops. Loop. And then the volume is there. Actually, the volume probably should be like, whatever. These volumes should probably be all the way up. And then new folder, create new folder. Evil. Just put that in. Okay, and then we gotta have. So let's say, and then we can go back up one. Actually, we'll go in here and I'll create a new folder. Create folder. Title this one AMB. And we have this problem. AMB stays up here. Drones. Goes in there. Caves. Goes in there. Goes in there. I feel like we're missing one now. Civilization, evil, caves, No, drones. Because we didn't do nature. And then we'll do another one, create a folder. Call this BGM. And in there, we'll put in, like, for example, let's just do one folder right now. Create folder. Intrigue. I know this seems like a lot, but I think it's going to be much easier than it looks like. I'm going to test it out really quickly. Okay, so we're playing D&D, and let me just put a name on here. Sound. Done. Cool. So I go into my sound folder here, and I say, you know, okay, so you're down in the dungeon. We go into caves, and we've got our dungeon, you know, our cave sounds are in the background. And it's distant. There's church bells in the distance. Inside the dungeon, there should be a filter there. And it's it's a mysterious place. And all of that should be running simultaneously. I can't hear it. I suppose I could unmute it. Yeah. Well, the reason I can turn the volume up on them, though, is because that's relative individual volumes. This is the master control volume, and I brought it way up here. Get right down. And then I suspect that if we hit this button, the stop button, it should stop everything. It did. I mean, that's really cool. That works extremely well. I am relatively confident that I will be able to use that in my game, and it'll be great. Now, the players won't be able to hear it, because I don't know how to get this, how to steal this audio from here and get it into just our ears and not have it come into our ears and go into the Skype. I think that the trick might be a second stream that's just the ambient sound effects, but I don't know. It's just a thought. So obviously I got to finish building that out. I really thought I was going to get a lot more of this stuff done today. But why did that? Oh, because I moved those. I was like, why did that stop working? And then I have to set these up. And then this one. I can just delay it, but I'm hearing it on the stream here. Not playing. Actually. So we can do that. And I think I can actually create OBS audio mixer audio. And I can set this to master. What does it do? I don't really know what that does. Just, I don't know how to use mixer audio. What can I make it do? go to soundboard. It just mutes. It's interesting too. I could use that. Can't control the sound, so it's not really so useful. It's not bad. All right, guys. I am being yelled at that I gotta make dinner or figure out dinner or get dinner. So, thank you guys for joining me. And as you can see, we're having some connectivity issues here too. Anyway, but thank you guys for joining me for the stream. I hope that you've enjoyed this weird one. It's a look behind the scenes. I'm just working on stuff for the show, and I will. I'll see you soon. Oh, D&D. I'm trying to go weekly. I'm working on that with my players. I want to go to weekly D&D sessions instead of bi-weekly, because I don't think it's going to catch on bi-weekly. I think we're having a hard time with that. So, won't be on stream tomorrow. I will be shooting new episodes of How to Drink tomorrow. Thursday I'll be streaming. Friday I'll be streaming. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you soon. Thank you for being a friend. And I hope you will like and subscribe and comment and all those good things. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Good night.